Hello, friends, welcome to our channel Gyan for you. In this channel we are going to talk about Hindu religious stories, so today we are going to talk about the Palace of Lac, a mahabharta story.
Duryodhana, the eldest Kaurava, was really jealous of his cousins, the Pandavas. After the death of Pandu and Madri, the Pandavas had returned from the forests with their mother Kunti. Duryodhana just could not bear it. Duryodhana saw the Pandavas as his enemy and did not care who knew it. Duryodhana's insane jealousy and eating him up, and it was not helped by the fact that Bhima, the second Pandava, was ferociously strong. Even as a young boy, Bhima was very strong, and Bhima found the puny Kauravas very funny. Bhima had been born and brought up in the forests. The rough jungles had just made Bhima more stronger, and Bhima had nothing but disdain for the soft Kauravas, who had known nothing other than the luxuries of the palace. Bhima used to bully the Kauravas, and the Kauravas were really terrified on him. In fact, whenever they used to see Bhima, the Kauravas used to hide on the treetops, and Bhima would still not leave the Kauravas alone. Bhima used to stand at the base of the tree, and with his ferocious strength, Bhima used to shake the very tree. The Kaurava boys used to fall down from the tree like fruits and look shaken and run away terrified of the young Bhima, who would laugh at the fleeing Kaurava princes. And all these events only made Duryodhana hate the Pandavas even more. Duryodhana's hatred for the Pandavas and Bhima in particular went so bad that when they all started learning warfare and the science of the administration of the kingdom from Dronacharya, Duryodhana actually tried killing Bhima. Duryodhana poisoned the food which was to be eaten by Bhima, and when the drugged Bhima fell unconscious, Duryodhana tied up Bhima's hands and feet and pushed the second Pandava inside the river, and without a second glance, Duryodhana walked away from the place. Luckily for Bhima, the place under the river where Duryodhana had pushed him had a huge kingdom of snakes. The snakes bit the unconscious Bhima as he sunk inside the waters.
The poison in Bhima's body and the poison of the snake acted as antidotes to each other, and the poison from Bhima's system was completely gone when he reached the snake kingdom. And on talking with the snakes, Bhima realized that he was related to the snakes through his mother, Kunti. The snakes were very glad for their new visitor, though he had come to them in unfortunate circumstances. In honor of their new guests, the snakes fed Bhima with the nectar of the snakes. It is believed that this drink actually made Bhima even more strong than he previously was, and that was how Duryodhana's first plan of killing Bhima had badly backfired. After pushing Bhima into the river, Duryodhana came back to the palace, and he claimed to have no knowledge of what had happened to Bhima. Kunti and the Pandavas were distraught, and they kept combing the river for some signs of Bhima, and that was when they had some suspicion of foul play. But Duryodhana was quiet and said absolutely nothing. Duryodhana almost thought that he had gotten away with it, when the impossible happened. Bhima came back from the dead. And not only that, Bhima came back even more stronger than before. And a little wiser. The event was an eye-opener, both to the Pandavas and to Duryodhana. Duryodhana realized that he would have to be more careful of disposing of his annoying cousins in the future, because they seemed to be lucky, and the Pandavas realized that Duryodhana was really insane in his jealousy, and that there was no line that Duryodhana would not cross if it meant the destruction of the Pandavas. That was the reason the Pandavas never spoke of the incident again. The Pandavas feared that if they spoke about Duryodhana's involvement in the whole affair, Duryodhana might do something even more horrific. But just because the Pandavas were silent, it did not make Duryodhana change his mind. Duryodhana was as bad as ever, and his plans, if anything, were becoming more and more bold, and the next time, Duryodhana had an even more audacious plan to kill the Pandavas. Duryodhana spoke highly of a place called Varanavata, where the huge festival was to be organized in honor of Lord Shiva. Duryodhana manipulated things that he sent the Pandavas to Varanavata, and at the time the Pandavas went there, Duryodhana had a beautiful palace built. The palace was one of the most beautiful constructions of its times, and definitely the most combustible, because the palace was made of lac. And Duryodhana was patient this time. He did not want any of the events to ever lead back to him, which was why Duryodhana wanted for a whole year. The Pandavas had lived in the Lac Palace of Varanavata for an entire year when Duryodhana, through one of his men called Porochana, set his plan in action. In the dead of the night, when a huge feast was conducted during the day. When Duryodhana was sure that the Pandavas were fast asleep, Duryodhana asked Purochana to set the entire palace on fire. In the dead of the night, a fire broke out in the Lac Palace of Varanavada. The Lac Palace was built completely of things which could burn and burn very easily. Which was why, the time between the commencement of the fire and the spreading of the fire was too short. The people from Varanavada were horrified when they saw the entire Lac Palace go down in flames. The people tried dousing the flames of the palace, and that was when they discovered something impossible: the fire was spreading too fast. Far too fast. Then in the case of a normal fire, the fire kept raging and there was no part of the palace which even escaped the fire. The next morning a charred body of a woman with 5 men were inside the palace, and the people were terrified. They all realized that the Pandavas were gone, and this time, there was no one who could bring them back. And the fire had started right from the room where Purochana was sleeping, who was also killed in the fire. So the entire kingdom believed that the evil Purochana had set fire to the Lac Palace, and Purochana himself killed in the fire. Back in Hastinapur, Duryodhana could not hide his glee when he heard of the 6 dead bodies found inside the Lac Palace, and with the death of Purochana, Duryodhana realized that another loose end was tied up, and this time there was nothing which could lead back to him, and Duryodhana was actually happy. He felt that he had got rid of the Pandavas in a masterly stroke, and he had done with absolutely no suspicions leading back to him.
We hope you like the information. If you like that, please subscribe our channel and give your valuable comment.